Success isn't about one big lucky break. It's built slowly through thousands of tiny choices you make every day. Robert Herjavec grew up poor, moved schools often, and constantly saw others with more. But he never let this stop him. He learned that real growth happens when you surround yourself with the right people, invest in yourself first, and keep showing up even when others quit. In these 10 rules, he shares why your life won't change by hoping. It changes by doing the small things nobody notices. Every action matters because every action adds up. Choose to show up, and eventually you'll look back and see how far you've truly come. Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
If you've been here before, drop a believe in the comments below so I can feature you here in a future video. And if you're new, welcome to Believe Nation, the only channel that helps you believe in yourself daily, one video at a time. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Get better every day.
It never seems extraordinary until you look back. And when you look back, you realize it's not one thing. Like, people come to me and they say, oh my gosh, it must be great to be you. It must be great to be successful. As though there's this magic door you walk through.
Right.
And every day is puppy dogs, unicorns, and sunshine. What people don't see is the little dots that connect over 10 years to create greatness. People always overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can achieve in 10. You can change your life forever in 10 years.
Rule number 2 is break the cycle.
We had no money. And at that point, I'd been poor in my mind for 4 years. And we constantly moved schools. So, you know, when you're an immigrant, you make a little bit of money, you live in a crappy apartment. You make a little bit of money, you live in a better apartment, and so on. So by 12, I'd gone to like 3 different high schools. And my dad worked unbelievable amount of hours, like 2 shifts, and
manual labor, I'm assuming, contractor.
Blue collar, factory, swept floors. I mean, eventually he became a millwright, taught it himself. Somebody gave him an opportunity, and, you know, they paid off their house, which was, you know, the immigrant dream.
Right.
But I think at 12, I'd been living like that for 4 years. And we went to a better high school. And every time we went to a better school, the kids around me had more.
They're richer. Yeah. You're like,
so
I've got a little more, but they've got a lot more.
So I'd be like, I'd be in this high school and we'd make a little bit of money, and I was poor, but, you know, the other kids weren't that much better off. And then we moved to a better house, and now the kids were way better off. And I was just like, wow, I'm never going to get out of this cycle. How do you get out of this cycle? And
do you feel like you've gotten out of that cycle at this season of your life? Because now, as you start to generate wealth, you're around people that have $1 million, then $100 million, then billions. And you're like, do you find yourselves kind of still in that at some time?
Very, very true. You know, what's the saying? You are the net result of 5 people you hang out with. And I think it's really true. I think that it's very, very, very rare and hard to raise yourself up on your own. I think if your environment, your parents, your friends are constantly pulling you back, it's hard to keep going. Like, I think back and I think none of my friends I grew up with ever made it. And it would have been so easy to stay there. But I think as you do more and you get more, your circle influence and your friends becomes wider.
Rule number 3 is always invest in yourself.
Your ability to invest is determined by the level of capital you have at that point. And that's not a finality. It doesn't mean you can't get there, but wishing something doesn't make it so.
Right.
So what I learned early on was, I remember I was like working at a job and I wanted to buy a house. And I figured out how much I needed for a down payment. And I was like, crap, I'm gonna be like 30 before I can afford a house. Capital is the hardest thing to accumulate. And anything you can do to start building capital, because here's the beauty of capital, it grows. It builds on itself. So anything that you can do to get a regular income stream that you can build into capital is gold one day.
And then what do you do with that capital? Like, how do you invest your money? What do you love to invest in?
Somebody just asked me that. Number one thing I always invest in is myself. I know that sounds facetious, but...
These guys, yeah, they're with you on that.
And, you know, congratulations to everybody in this room for making the effort to be here.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, for every person that's here, you had somebody that told you not to come. I guarantee you somebody said to you, oh, it's this, it's that. But you know what? They didn't make the friggin' effort to get up and show up. You cannot win if you don't show up.
You should be like a motivational speaker.
No, but it's true.
Right?
You know, I told you that story. This is a true story. I'm 22. I'm not making any money. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what the answers are. And I see a seminar on how to improve your life. And I'm like, sign me up. And I go to 4 of my buddies. I'm like, guys, we are doing nothing with our lives. We should go to this. And all 5 of us are like, yeah. The seminar was $300. Out of the 5 of us, guess who the only one who paid the money and actually showed up was? Me. Mm-hmm. To this day, you gotta show up. You gotta make that investment.
Rule number 4 is be great at one thing.
No, you have to be passionate about one thing. Be great at one thing. The world will reward your knowledge of a very narrow field. So the analogy I always use is, you know, Tom Brady, I love NFL football. Tom Brady gets paid $25 million a year to throw the ball. He doesn't get paid to block. He doesn't get paid to tackle. In fact, when he does those things, people freak out. Be Tom Brady.
Be good at
one thing.
At one thing.
And then be great at that one thing. Be world class at one thing. Forget your weaknesses, because somebody is going to eat your lunch at the stuff you're not good at.
If you want to take real action after this video, I made a free worksheet just for you. It covers the top lessons from today, gives you space to write your biggest takeaways, and helps you build a simple action plan. It's 100% free. Just click the link in the description to go grab it. Let's start building real momentum in your life and business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5, maintain a mindset of joy.
Somebody asked me yesterday, because they knew my story, I went for a medical, and the nurse was like, oh my God, I read about your story and you came to Canada with nothing. Blah, blah, blah. It must have been so hard. And the truth is, it wasn't. I mean, it was my mom and dad escaping from a country, coming to Canada on a boat with 1 suitcase, and I'm the only child.
Wow.
So for them, absolutely horrifically hard. Didn't speak the language, had no money, my dad was in jail, could never go back, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
Comes to a country, doesn't know anybody, doesn't speak the language. Now, I'm 8 years old, first time on a boat.
Like, it's an adventure.
It's an adventure.
It had just been.
Poverty wasn't my mindset. And I think that's a big difference. I think people that are born into poverty or encompassed in poverty, it's harder to get out of. My mindset was joy.
Really?
So I grew up on a small village with my grandma. Like, the traditional vision of poverty with dirt floors, we didn't have a phone, like it was one of those, like it was a village. There was
Yes.
one phone. If you want to get a hold of my grandmother, you called the guy with the phone,
Right.
and he came on. Like, but I didn't know we were poor because everybody around me lived like we lived. So
Enjoy. Oh, I mean, everyone around you lived the same.
the same. So it wasn't you were rich, I was poor. We all lived in a little dirt floor, outhouse. It was fine.
Wow.
But as a child, we had animals and it was joy. I didn't realize that we were poor until we came to Canada. And when I went to school, I remember this so clearly. Like, I don't remember the journey. I don't remember any of it. My mom thinks I blocked it all out. But I remember the first day of school and kids picking on me and making fun of me and telling me I'm a poor immigrant.
Rule number 6 is know the needs of your customers.
People are just naturally afraid of rejection. So if we all did sales and every time we went to pitch something, we got an order, nobody would be afraid of sales. And there's a bias because people think sales is about selling you something you don't need, but great salespeople are actually helping you, right? I mean, great salespeople are enablers. It's not the classical, buy this, you don't need it. It's not the art of selling you something that you don't need.
The Jordan Belfort, sell me this pen. It's like, that's...
What would you say if somebody said, sell me this pen?
Oh, God. Okay, do you have an answer for this?
I do, because people ask me this all the time.
I'll be like, oh, well, this is Robert Herjavec's pen. So this is from the great Robert Herjavec. Do you want to buy it?
That's good. So somebody asked me that once.
Yeah.
I was at Harvard or one of these big universities. Kids love Shark Tank in the US. So somebody said, oh, we hear you're really good at sales. The Jordan Belfort sell me this pen. So I said, before I teach you to sell, you have to tell me who I'm selling to. Because the pitch is different for everybody. Meaning, do you already own a pen? How many pens do you have? What do you need the pen for? Because how you position something isn't standard. It's all dependent on the need of the consumer.
Right, yes.
Rule number 7 is take control of your life.
Because people always think there's a finality to success. People think about success in terms of a finish line. People always ask me, why are you so successful? And I always correct them and I say, I'm not successful. The minute you think you've made it is the beginning of the end. So it's just about, the overall message is you got to keep going. You got to love what you do and you got to keep going.
Why?
Because what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Why were we put on this earth? Were we put on this earth to be miserable and to complain and to look at life as victims? I am in control of everything that happens to me. Everything. Everything that will happen in my life, I will be the master of. That doesn't mean my life will always be happy. That doesn't mean my life will always be good. But I have the ultimate choice to choose how I will react to the things that happen to me and move forward from that. And I'm okay with not succeeding at them because the journey on that road is worth it for me.
Rule number 8 is start with discipline.
For me, it was an energy shift. Now, I've always been pretty high energy, right? So I've always been like, go, 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 go. What I didn't realize at the time was I was looking for external things to make me better. It took me a long time to realize I can't take external things to make me better until I become better. Mm-hmm. I always say, show me a small business in trouble and I'll show you an entrepreneur in trouble.
Wow.
It's very, very difficult to disassociate a lazy, unmotivated entrepreneur with a highly successful business and vice versa. And that was me at 12. I was just pure energy, bouncing off the walls. Like we talked about, I wanted to be a detective. I wanted to join the FBI. I wanted to be an actor because immigrants think if you're on TV, you're rich.
You're making money, yeah.
Like I just wanted not to be poor, but I didn't know how to be rich.
Interesting.
And I didn't understand that mindset. And it, as corny as it sounds, it always starts with you. It always starts with discipline. It starts with habit. It starts with learning.
Rule number 9 is listen to yourself.
And you listen to what you call your spidey senses or your spider senses, your intuition.
All the time.
Have you always?
Always, always. I learned that from my parents because I don't have a fancy education. Mm-hmm. We didn't have fancy advisors. The most successful person I knew growing up was my dad's boss, and that was only because he had more seniority in the union than my dad. So you've got to learn to listen to yourself. People overcomplicate business and success. People are watching right now and say, oh, I can't do what he does because I don't know how to run a business. Mm-hmm. Everybody has the ability. You just got to listen to yourself.
That's hard to do
Very hard.
because you get the message and it's unemotional, and you think, I know you have to listen to your senses. When you're on an elevator, a big, hefty guy gets on as a female, get off.
Right.
Right? No matter if your intuition is right, just get off the elevator.
It's fear. I think most people are blinded by fear. And to be successful at anything, you've got to be able to control that and work your way through it.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is just keep going.
Every time you lose at something, you're one step closer to winning the next time. The difference between successful people and not successful people, let's call it that way, are people give up. People wake up every morning, they have doubt, they have fear, they lose in a Ferrari race or they lose in a race, and then they just give up. The hardest thing in life to learn is to lose. Winning's easy. You win, you're happy, you get a high five, your friends are happy. It's your ability to take a loss, get up the next day, dust yourself off, and keep going. I have lost at everything you can imagine. Seriously, I have been beat up and put down, and everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for me, but I just kept going.
And congratulations, you're one video closer to who you're meant to be.
There's an old saying somebody said to me a long time ago, fail quickly and never be afraid to pivot. And so in our culture, in my company, we used to have a saying, leave your ego at the door. We never cared about who was right. We just wanted to win. So if 10 of us walk into a room and you have a better idea than my idea, we're all in on you. But if it fails, we're abandoning your idea.
Yeah.
And so it's little steps along the way, because when it's your money, once you spend $1, it's gone. Like, the one thing I've learned about equity people is they have unlimited amounts of money. Like the firm that invested in us, I think has $150 billion they manage. It's a lot of money. So what they do is they're like, oh, we'll try a little bit of this. We'll try a little bit of this. We'll try a little bit of this, because they have capital. When you have your own company, you have no capital. You can't try 5 things. You can only do one thing. And you got to figure out really quickly if it's going to work or not.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It just comes down to hedging your bets and getting most of them right. And I think like sometimes when we've had bad luck in our business, it's just like making a few of these like these decisions and taking the wrong route. So like for us, it was like COVID hit, hire the wrong people, follow their strategy, wrong strategy, hire someone else, wrong strategy. And that was just like a bad snowball effect that.
Don't you find that as you get bigger, your people around you want you to move slower? I've learned to hate the word scale because the word scale to me often implies slow and often implies second guessing. Oh, we shouldn't do that because that's not going to scale. We shouldn't do that because that's not going to scale.
It's like a lack of direction. It's like, no, we're reading the market. We're testing something. If it works, we double down. If it doesn't, we pivot. Are we going to double down on something we know that doesn't work? Like,
no. And I find in my industry, people are afraid to be wrong. And I think that can kill a business, right? Because as you get bigger, you can't let bad decisions go. You got to cut them, even with employees. You know, the other big saying somebody told me is hire slow, fire fast.
Yes.
And
I say this too, but I don't do it. It's so hard.
When we got bigger, I didn't do it either. Oh my God, I'll never forget. I heard it. So at the end, I think I had 60 people in my HR department. So we're this big company, and I went to one of our offices, and I told the receptionist that I'm going to be there at, like 6:30 in the a.m. We have customers coming, if she can get all ready. Blah, 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 blah. Show up at 6:45. There's nobody there. There's nothing set up, nothing. She gives me some excuse, blah, blah, blah. Her attitude sucks. Like she's just negative. Customers come in, she's not smiling. Because that for me is, I don't care if you're having a shitty day. If a customer comes in, you're having a great day. Customer asks her, how are you doing today? She goes, oh, I'm not having a very good day.
Yeah, don't.
And I'm like, oh my God, are you
bring that to the
kidding
customer?
me?
Yeah,
don't bring that to work. Anyway, I call our head of HR and I say, Sarah, fire, forget her. We need to fire her. We need to let her go. Out of sight, out of mind, right? 3 months go by. I go back to that office. I walk in. She's still there. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I found out we put something in called a PIP.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I found out.
What's a PIP? They're like, it's a performance improvement plan because we have to give people the opportunity to get better. I lost my mind. I said, look, there's a difference between somebody falling down, having a bad idea, it didn't work. That's different.
Yeah.
Attitude, treating customers with disrespect. I don't need a PIP to know we need to fire that person.
For 10 more amazing rules from Kevin O'Leary, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
You have to get to a place where you have $5 million in the bank because you can survive the rest of your life no matter what happens, and your family. You can take care of a lot of people making 6 or 7% of $5 million.